to Power Conversations podcast by What's Your Superpower TV. This podcast features conversations of overcoming by faith and pushing through to fulfill a purpose-driven life. This podcast is hosted by CEO and best-selling author Nadia Francois. Welcome to the broadcast. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Power Conversations Podcast Live. I am your host, Nadia Francois, and today we have joining us some amazing ladies co-authoring an amazing book anthology. So tonight is anthology book discussion night. So I'm excited about that. You know, we love books here on Power Conversation. We have some amazing ladies that are going to come on and tell us about themselves, and we're going to talk about this book. The book is called Gracefully Broken. Oh Lord. Heavenly Restored. Y'all know I get brain funk on here as soon as I get on. Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored by our visionary Teara Stewart and a host of amazing co-authors. Let's go ahead and bring them on. Make sure to share out the broadcast. Share out. Tag some people. Share the broadcast, tag some people, y'all. I'm going to do what I asked you to do. So, first up, let's bring up Miss Markeisha Williams, and we'll allow you to introduce yourself, Queen.
Hello, everyone, Nadia, co-authors. My name is Markeisha Scroggins Williams. Just a little bit about me. I am a 33-year-old female. I live in the state of Louisiana, Shreveport area. This was actually my first project, and tears definitely flow, but just a little bit about me. I have 5 boys. I'm married. I attend Christian Faith Worship Center where I serve on the Greeters Ministry. And that's pretty much it.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen. Welcome. My computer is on a little delay, so y'all don't think I don't know what I'm doing. Miss Latasha, let's bring this queen up.
Hello, good evening. Thank you, Nadia.
Queen.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm Latasha Ramsey Cyprian. I am from Louisiana as well. I'm credit repair specialist, coach, speaker. I'm the owner of Optimum Life Credit Solutions, and I had to come back for volume 2 of this amazing anthology. I could not pass up the opportunity to work with T again, and also to work with some new co-authors. I think I've lost count on the number of anthologies I've contributed to. I think I'm at 10 or 11, but each one is different. But I definitely could not pass up this opportunity to work with everyone. I'm super excited about this project.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen, for that intro. Next up, we're going to pull Miss Latrice.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Latrice Nash. I am a certified life coach, master social worker, and entrepreneur, second-time author. Super excited to be a part of this anthology and to get another opportunity to work with these amazing ladies as well as our visionary. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen. Next up, Miss Lakeisha.
Good evening. I am Lakeisha Roussel, and I am also a 2-time best author with Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored. A little bit about myself. The first time I was nervous, being vulnerable, telling my story. This time I'm open, I'm willing, I'm giving my testimony, and I hope that everybody enjoy our book.
I love it. Thank you, Queen. Miss Daphne.
Good evening, everyone. And Nadia, thank you for having us on here. This is definitely a delight for me. My name is Daphne Johnson. I'm from Louisiana. I live in a small town called Natchitoches. Um, I am married and I have 3 kids. I have 3 grandkids. And this is my first time actually doing the book, and I'm just excited and in awe of what God is doing in my life. So yeah, this is new, exciting, scared, but all of that. But I love it. I'm definitely loving this, and I'm loving the experience. And congratulations to my co-authors.
Love it. Thank you, Queen. All right. And we have Miss Fran.
Hello, good evening, everyone. My name is Francine Cunningham, and this is I am a first time author, and I am enjoying the ride with Teara and my co-authors. I'm a mother of 2 adult children and the grandmother of 11.
Awesome. Thank you, Queen, for your intro.
Thank you.
Is Miss Rochelle available? All right, well, we'll just come back to her when she comes on camera. Miss T, the visionary. Come on up, Queen. Let us know who you are. I also want you to tell us. I did forget that this was a volume 2. You do this stuff so fast, and I'm like, this girl didn't tell me she was coming out with another book, and we've been together all week. So I'll get with you later on that, but go ahead and tell everyone who you are and what made you rebirth this wonderful topic.
Well, hello, beautiful people. I'm Teara Stewart, the visionary of Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored, Volumes 1 and 2. I'm also a 14-time author and a 10-time bestseller. Whoop, whoop. What prompted me to rebirth Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored is because there's so many facets of our life, and there's so many areas where we can identify brokenness, and in those areas of brokenness we can also identify the hand of God. So I felt like one book, one chapter, 1,500 words just wasn't enough. So I have vowed to keep this thing going until God tells me to stop. So there's going to be a volume 3, 4, 5, 6, and whatever else. So yeah, that's the prompting. I just didn't feel like it's not enough. We hear so much in the news and in the world of all the traumas and all the tragedies and all the things, that the heavy burdens that we carry so much, but we don't hear enough of how God gives you beauty for ashes, and how he turns your mourning into dancing, and he turns your sorrow into joy, and how if you just keep on holding on to his hand, that he will see you through everything. We just don't hear enough of it. So I wanted to make sure that the piece that I can play in this large world, that I play that role and give these ladies a voice, give these first time authors and continuing returning authors a voice, give them a platform so where they can reach out and find their people and find their tribe. Because we know that out of 8 billion people in the world, everyone has a certain group of people that are called to them. And how are you ever going to find the people that you're called to unless you make yourself visible? So I just wanted to create a space for upcoming authors and people that just wanted to share their story. So yeah.
I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Love all of it. So let's get into this. So, ladies, I'm gonna start. There were 3 of you, if I'm correct, that are brand new authors, right? Miss Markeisha, Miss Daphne, and Miss Francine. And so I want to ask you, ladies, why this anthology for your first project? What made you decide, yes, this is it? And not just because, well, T asked me and I'm going to do it. No, I need to know beyond that part, what really made this a special contribution. So, Miss Markeisha, you can begin for us, please.
Okay, briefly, what made it special contribution for me was because actually God had actually spoken a word over me some time ago, and I ended up meeting Miss Tier at the women's conference, Woman Arise, and there I was like, oh my God, I was just so excited to see all the new authors that was up there signing their books, and I was like, this is something that God spoke over me. And so, not even knowing, I ended up going to her table, signing up, and Latrice reached out to me because she was on Facebook and she was actually, looking for authors. And so I was like, oh my God, this is my opportunity. And so I went ahead and took advantage and moved on it. And I'm glad I did. So
Love
what
it.
made it was because really I didn't know that it was gonna come as fast as it would did, but I'm in Godspeed. So
Yes, absolutely. Miss Daphne, how about you?
It's kind of similar to Markeisha. It had been spoken to me, but once, because I was at the Woman to Rise conference as well, and I saw the panel of authors, and I was just sitting up there thinking like, wow, this is really nice, for them to share their story with people. And I never imagined that for myself, but I just, saying to myself, oh, I think that would be really nice, what they're doing, the stories they're sharing with people. And so I was actually delivered at the conference. And after the conference, God spoke to me through two different people and was like, you have a book inside of you. And I'm like, me, Daphne, I have a book. And I'm like, no, 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 because I don't like attention. I don't like spotlight or anything like that. I like being in the shadow. So I'm like, no, no, ain't no book in me. I'm not doing it. And I just prayed. I was like, okay, Lord, if this is what you want me to do, even though I heard it twice. So one day I got on Facebook, and first thing I saw was Teara. Hey, we need authors. Are you gonna do it? And I was like, God, this, still like, no, because I don't want to do. I don't want to. No, I don't want to be in the spotlight or whatever. So did that again. Got back on Facebook again. That's the first thing I saw, and I'm like, okay, God, I hear you. I'm gonna do it. I was nervous, scared, and it's like, but as soon as I started the process of writing, it's like he just gave me those words, and they just flowed like it was no problem with me reaching my words or anything. So I can honestly, truly tell you that this journey is all God. It's not Daphne at all. This is definitely a work of God.
I love it. I love it. Miss Fran, what about you, Queen?
Um, I have been writing with another lady, and I never called myself an author, but I know God told me that He needed me to write my story to help other women. And so Latrice reached out to me that Tiara needed authors, and I kind of said okay. And I didn't do it scared. I did it in faith. I did it in
Yeah.
faith. And when I did it in faith, everything that God wanted me to write, everything came out. And I am excited about the next chapter, the next book, the next volume
Yes.
that God wants us to write.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. So that is so good. I love hearing the experiences of the new authors. So, yes, that's so good. Y'all tackled it just right. Letting the Lord lead you, letting Him lead you, because we all have a story to tell, whether you like to tell it or not. We have one, and somebody needs to hear it, right? Somebody needs to hear it. And so I want to ask the other ladies, what why do you think it's important that we tell our stories, right? So I'm going to start with Miss Latasha. Why is it important that we tell our stories?
It's important we tell our stories because what we have gone through, what we've experienced, other people are going through it as well. And a lot of times, we carry things, and people from the outside looking in, it looks like we just have the perfect life, but people really don't know what we go through. So it's good for others to see, okay, well, she's not superwoman. She appears to be superwoman, but this superwoman has struggled. She has, gone through trauma, childhood, imposter syndrome, people pleaser. So it's good for them to see that if we can overcome it, they can overcome it as well.
Yes, yes, yes. And what about you, Miss Latrice?
I would basically echo what Latasha just spoke. I mean, people need to see that they are not alone, first and foremost, because when you are going through a period of brokenness, if you were like me, I thought that I was the only one going through this period of brokenness. And it felt like nobody could relate to you. It feels like you're in isolation. And so for me, my testimony is just going to shed light that God is a restorer. And not only does he,
Mm,
but he redeems and he fights for you,
yes.
delivers you. And so people need to hear that there is hope. And so that is my message. My message is a message of hope, to let them know that you are not alone, first and foremost, and that God sees you and he wants to heal you and deliver you just like he did for me.
I love it. Love it. Miss Lakeisha, what you got for us, Queen? Why is it important that we tell our story?
For me, it's the first step of healing and
Mm,
getting over an embarrassment that most people don't want to talk about. I was a teenage parent. I was almost divorced. And that's just certain things that you keep in home. What goes in the house stays in the house and you don't let anybody know. But I want everybody to know it's okay to talk about what you went through as a teenager, because if you don't get over it, you're going to hold it. You're going to be bitter. You're going to hold grudges. Even as an adult, it's okay to talk to someone. You have to let it out. It's okay to be vulnerable. And that's something I learned as an adult. And the book can go either way. You don't have to be an adult to read the chapters. You can be a teenager to read the chapters. But the process of healing, and that's what it starts with me for where I started.
thank you, Queen. Yes, yes. Those are some really, really great answers, y'all. It is very important that we let other women know that they aren't going through this stuff alone. They are not going through this alone. And it's also important that they can see someone on the other side, right? On the other side of that struggle, on the other side of that healing, on the other side of the bitterness, the embarrassment. We've all been there in some form or fashion. So I love it. All right, Miss T, for you. So you rebirthed the gracefully broken, heavenly restored. What exactly does this book mean to you?
Hmm. Okay, y'all, I might cry.
Don't start crying.
I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. Um,
Yeah.
freedom, freedom, um, liberty, um, second chance, second
Mm,
wind, overcoming. You just think of all the words,
yeah.
rebirth. Rebirth of life. When you become a born again believer, that's a rebirth of your life, right? But I
Yeah.
feel like when you're able to really share um, those things that nearly broke you, that nearly took you out, and
Yeah.
you show how it didn't, that rebirths the soul in a different way. That breeds life in you in a whole different way. Um, so it means a lot. It means a lot to me, and it means more that I am able to dedicate this to so many women, and I'm able to do this on behalf of God. Just to know that I don't have to shy away from representing who I am. and how I've overcome, and really tell the true story of how I made it over, because it wasn't because of me. Because if I
Right.
had to dig myself out of some of these ditches that I was in, I'd still be in them. If I
Yes.
had to get myself over some of these hurdles that I had to climb, I would still be on the other side on the ground. If I had to do it all myself, it wouldn't get done. So just to be able to make the declaration that God is who he says he is, and to have so many examples of him being God, that means so much to me, so much to me. And just to have all of these ladies that were willing to share the deepest parts of them, things that many didn't even know, that they trusted this project enough to say, okay, this is the one that I am
Yeah.
going to bear all. This is the one that I'm going to get fully naked in front of this audience, so that they can really see my scars, and that they can really see that although they were scars, although they were wounds at one point in time, now they're just scars. You can touch them and it won't hurt me anymore. You can look at them and I won't shy away from it anymore, but it's a sheer representation of where I've come from. So, yeah.
Love it. Love it. We have some of your authors in the audience supporting. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. Those of you that are viewing us live on YouTube and Facebook, thank y'all for joining us tonight. So, my next question, ladies, I want you all to give us the title of your chapter in just a brief, short snippet of what it's about, because we need these people to get this book. And then, Miss T, while we're doing this, can you put the link to the book in the chat for me, please?
Mhm.
So I can put it in the, because these ladies are selling this book. When did this book release, Miss T?
Sunday was the official
You know what I'm
release.
saying? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get her. But anyway, this book released on Sunday. So these ladies are still building their momentum. They are still super excited about getting the word out about this book. So we want y'all to enjoy it with us. I have gotten my digital copy. So make sure that you go on Amazon and purchase this book. I'll be posting the link in just a minute, but you can always look it up. Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored by the visionary Teara Stewart. All right. So, ladies, let's go around and talk about these chapters. And we'll start with Miss Francine. Your
The,
title in a snippet. Don't go too far. Don't give them too much, Miss Fran. They gotta buy it to get the full goods.
the title is Not Stuck, and it mainly talks about. I gave strategies on how to get unstuck from toxic relationships. Maybe you're in a rough situation on your job, whatever you feel like you're stuck in. I'll give you strategies on how to get out of them. That's it. That's all I'm going to talk about.
Love it. Love it. Love it. All right, Miss Markeisha, what about your chapter?
Okay, I can't give y'all too much now because y'all have to buy.
That's
Um,
right.
the title of my book is titled Detoured but Determined. And I titled that book, and I just want people, just a short snippet, to know it doesn't matter what people call you, it doesn't matter how people reject you, it doesn't matter what people say. What matters is what God says, that you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Listen, I humble myself before the Lord. I'm so grateful for what He done. The My chapter basically, and sum it up, is basically God works everything that is working against you, that's evil working against you or for your bad. He actually turns it for your good. Buy that book, Detoured but Determined. Push through, ladies.
Yes. 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 I love it. I love it. Miss Lakeisha, tell us what your chapter is titled.
New life, new revolution.
Yes.
Starting over. Trusting the
Mm,
Lord with all thine heart. I lost a lot for Hurricane Ida. Me and my family had to start over, so it was a lot of mental health that we went through, me, my kids, and trusting the Lord again. Like I went through it, just why Lord, and understanding that He is everything. And once you believe in His word, everything is going to go in your favor.
Love it. Love it. Miss Latrice.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I mean, I'm just so excited. Oh my God. My chapter is called 2020 Vision, and I talk about my journey of brokenness and how God can even use those broken areas in your life, and He turns it around with all of His sovereignty, and He uses that very thing that makes you feel inadequate, that very thing that makes you feel impaired. He turns it around and He uses it for His glory. So in this chapter, I talk about a hidden disability and how I showed up as impaired. And so I'm not going to tell you all what the disability is. Go get the book because I'm spilling my
Yes.
in that chapter. And it was such a place of vulnerability. I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Because this is something that has been hidden for over 40 something years. And so I'm just excited. He works all things together for your good. And ladies, broken crayons still color. Although you are broken, you still have a purpose. And God wants to use those broken pieces of your life, and He wants to use it for His glory. Get the book.
Get the book, y'all. I love it. I love it. Miss Latasha, what is your chapter title?
So my chapter title is called Embracing Life After Loss. A little quick snippet. It's about my grief process over the unexpected loss of my father, the steps I went through for grieving. Um, you know, during that moment, I didn't know how I was going to get through. So I pretty much gave it kind of like tips and strategies on my process. Very emotional. It was therapeutic for me to write about it. So I was glad to be able to put it on paper, help someone out. And also it just reminded that He never left my side. He was with me through the whole process. He's still here with me now. And I know that one day I will see my father again. And what I do is continue to live up like him so I can follow in his footsteps and, uphold that legacy.
Love it. Love it. And Miss Daphne, your title.
Yes, ma'am. My title is called New Definition. And what that is about is growing up, I dealt with words that made me feel like I was inadequate, like I didn't matter, like I was nobody, which when I was delivered at that conference, and just to put that quick snippet in there, y'all got to come to this conference, the next conference, because it is amazing. But I just had to say that. But it's about those words that actually had me broken, beat down, thinking that I couldn't go on. I was nobody. I was nothing. And it's like God showed me how to redefine those same words so that it's what He sees me as, not as what the world sees me as. So that's just basically telling my story and how I found new definition with those words. And this is one of my shirts as well that myself and Latrice have on. That's part of my brand. So please, y'all get the book, read it. I promise you it will bless your life. I promise you. Like Latrice says, broken crayon, still color. And just look at it like this. Egg has no purpose until it's broken. So that's it.
Wow. Y'all ladies bringing it, bringing it, bringing it. Yes. Miss T, do you have a chapter in the book?
I do.
All right, come on with it. What's your title in a snippet?
The crushing produced the oil.
Woo!
And it just talks about just that, how the crushing, it really does take you through the process of how oil is made. And I use the liking of an olive. and how it goes through the different phases, but the crushing phase is the most vigorous one. And that's where the oil comes from. And how in your life, you know, in order to really get to the other side, is going to be some crushing.
Yeah.
But in the crushing and in the pressing, new things are on the horizon. Mhm. And that's it. The crushing produced the oil.
Wow. Ooh, y'all, get y'all copy. Get your copy. We have posted the links in the comments. I'm trying to make sure. I know I posted the ebook. Are you selling the paperbacks yet?
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
I think I put my pay hip down there.
All right. I probably can't see it from on this side,
That's
but
okay.
y'all make
It's enough.
sure that you order this book. Get your ebook copy, get your paperback copy.
Mm-hmm.
You need to get this book because these women are giving us strategies. Not only are they telling their story and what they went through, they're telling you how to get over some of this stuff, how to
Mm-hmm.
get through some of these things, giving you proven strategies to get through, to get over, to, utilize, put into work, put into action in your personal life. So make sure that you grab this book, Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored. You will be very, very pleased with what you read there. And like I said, the transformation and the strategies that these women have come about and that they have shared with us. So make sure you get your copy. Now, ladies, more questions. So I want to know, and I'll probably just let a few of you answer this and you can just unmute when you're ready. What impact are you trying to make with your contribution to this book? You can just feel free to unmute and answer.
I'll go, y'all. I'm trying to let people, and I think I said this with the other question, but just not to be embarrassed of your situation. God brings you through everything for a reason. You don't know what your reason is now, but once you get over that hurdle or get over whatever you want to call it, a hurdle, a jump, a stump, once you get over it, then you'll see why God brought you through. But don't be embarrassed at all. Don't be scared. I don't even know what other word to look for, but that's my contribution. I'm giving information that people don't know about me, have never even known about me. And it's present. It's not even past tense. This is things I've been through in the past 2 years
Wow.
that I work with people and they'll be like, oh, I didn't know that you didn't have anywhere to live. Or I didn't know so and so. Yeah, and I'm going through it right now. So it can happen at any time. Just keep your faith and God's gonna be there. You do what you need to do for God and live in God's purpose, and God will be there for you.
Right. Absolutely. Anyone else?
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Trees.
So for me, I just wanted to just shed light to those things that are hidden. A lot of the times when we hide, whether it's a disability, whether it's circumstances, the enemy uses that very thing to keep you bound. Okay. And so in this chapter, I want to encourage women to involve God in the process. We have to partner with him. And so he's not going to touch those areas if we don't invite him in. And so how do you invite him into the process? You have to confess it. God, I need help in this area. These things can no longer be hidden because they create a mental prison.
Nah.
When you are, and when you keep these things to yourself, and when you hide them, not only are you hiding them from the world, but you are concealing those things from God. And he wants to touch those very areas that has you bound. And so even in my chapter, I had to learn how to partner with God by allowing him to come into that process and touch those hidden areas, to touch those broken areas so he can restore me. And so that is the message that I want to give. No more hiding. We have to come from behind the mask. We have to begin to expose those things that have been hidden and have been buried for years. And we have to allow God to touch those areas so he can deliver us and he can use us for his purpose.
Absolutely. I love that. Miss Daphne, you want to go ahead?
Yes, ma'am. But my purpose is I want people to know that they are not what people are calling them, the negative words that are being spoken over them, they are not that. And I want them to know that they are good enough. If God chose you, that means you're good enough. It doesn't matter what he chose you to do. It doesn't matter what he's calling you to do, what the assignment is. If he chose you, then you're good enough. So you don't let the words of what other people are speaking over you define who you are, because the word says greater is he that is within me than he that is in the world. So therefore, he's greater than anything that's being said against you, anything that's being spoken against you. So you just have to rise up. And as Latrice said, you have to let God know what you're dealing with. I don't think before I actually went to that conference that I actually spoke and told God that I didn't feel like I was good enough. I felt like I was inadequate, or I wasn't this. I don't think I ever actually opened that up and gave him that. So that that's I'm pretty sure is why I got my deliverance, because I let him in. So I just want people to know that they are so much bigger than the negative words that are being spoken over them. And with God, you can do anything. He's able. I didn't think that I would be here, uh, uh, contributing author to a book, having a brand, having a website, a business owner. I never saw any of that until I let God in and fully surrendered. So just surrender whatever it is that you're going through. God will see you through that. And that's the message that I want people to get.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Queen. Anyone else want to
You're
answer that?
welcome.
I'll go real quick. So my contribution is to remind people that at some point we're going to lose someone. Unfortunately, death, it happens. But we also need to remember that we need to not get so busy in our everyday life that we take people for granted that we love and truly care about. Pick up the phone and call. If someone crosses your mind, if God lays someone in your heart, pick up that phone and call them. You never know. You might get a call later saying that that person passed away. So just a reminder to never take people for granted, to love each other as if it's our last day, and to just know that we have to go through death, and it's okay to grieve. It's okay to cry, scream, go through it how you go through it, because everyone's going to go through it differently, but never take each other for granted.
Yes, yes. Anyone else?
I'll go.
Oh, go ahead, Miss Francine.
I want to make an impact on men and women, that it doesn't matter what you're in that's toxic, what you're in, if you're in a job that's not going anywhere. You can't keep allowing the enemy to torment you with thoughts of you're never coming out of that. You are going to always be stuck here. I want them to know that God has already made a way of escape. And if you just open up and listen to his voice, he will walk you through the process. I've learned this.
Yes.
So God has assigned us victory. He knows our
Mm,
he knows our end. So he wants you to work the process, work the middle. That's all he wants you to do. So I want to encourage them to know that. Stop listening to the tormenting thoughts from the enemy, that you're never coming out of that, because you are. You're coming out, and you're coming out with victory.
wow, I love that. I love the way you said he wants us to work the middle. I love that. Yes, that's a great way to put that. Yes. All right, my next question. And same like the last one, you can just open up and answer. So we know that writing is therapeutic, right? And so of course we wrote, well, I'm saying I'm an author as well, just not in this book. But but we know that writing is therapeutic. And so I want to know, how did you ladies feel after you wrote your chapter? And like I said, anyone can answer.
I was excited. I was shocked that I even wrote anything. That's the absolute truth. And you, Teara, know I'm telling the truth. I was in shock. Daphne, no, I was like, it's out, it's out. What do you mean? I was still in shock that I wrote anything. It was all the Holy Spirit. It was all him. It was all him.
Yes, yes. Awesome. Who else?
I will go. Um, I would say after I wrote the chapter and actually, and like others, like once I actually got started, it just began to flow, and God brought back so many things to memory. It's like I just went down memory lane, but I felt very successful. I just got like this instant feeling like, okay, this is it. Chains are gonna be broken. I felt accomplished, and I was like, like I was rejected too, is growing up, and like I didn't feel I felt inadequate, and so like I'm like, wow, I'm really an author. I'm God told me I am enough, and I actually was a co-author in a book, so I felt very accomplished. I was like, man, God's wisdom, I have the wisdom of God. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. And I mean, I read my chapter the other day and started reading some others. I just started crying, y'all. So I feel good.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. That is great. That is it. It boosts your confidence, though, y'all. It really does. Like, and it doesn't get old for the new people. It does not get old. You can do this stuff, and like Latasha has done it 10 times. Miss T, I don't even know how many times she said it. Probably 15, 20 times. But because we have so many stories to tell and so much to share, y'all. So it's like, first off, you getting that weight off your shoulders. God has freed you. It just feels like freedom, like Miss T said about the book. But it just, in any writing circumstance, for me, it just feels redeeming. Like I did it. I did it. Who else wants to share their reaction?
I'm still in misbelief that this the second time.
Yes.
So at the empowerment that we went to the women's empowerment we went to last year, Markeisha was one of the first people to ask me to sign a book. I was like, why you want me to sign a book? Not real, like, like I'm an author, but why mine? Like, why me? And then she was like, oh, so and so. I'm like, oh, you Keisha? I'm Keisha. But it still don't dawn on me that I'm an author. I'm a 2-time author, until sometimes I have to get smart and people be like, oh, well, you don't have this and the degree. I'm like, okay, I'm an author. I have a business, so I'm a 2-time author. And then that's when they really be like, I'm an author. Like, I can say it, but it don't hit me until like, okay, I have a book. My kids know I have a book. I signed my autograph. Like, my name means something.
Yep.
And I think that's one of the biggest things. Like a Lakeisha.
Yes.
That's a ghetto, but it means something. So
it does. Nah. What you say, Markeisha?
I know that's right. I'm a Markeisha, but that's okay. God did it.
That's it. That's it. Wonderful. Who else? Miss Latasha, you wanted to speak on it?
Yeah, I was gonna piggyback everybody else said. A weight lift off my shoulder. Like you mentioned, It doesn't matter how many times you write. It feels brand new each time, because I'm knowing the impact that this book is going to bring to those that hands touch, eyes that read it. Cleanse my soul. I cried tears, but it was tears of joy. It was tears of, understanding. It was just great because I felt renewed. I felt like I could just take on anything. So I'm excited, and I just know that this book is really going to help a lot of people, men, women, teens, all ages, all ages.
All right, Miss T. So you know your question different.
Okay, what's my question? I was ready for this one. What's my question?
Okay. Your question as the visionary is a little bit different.
Yes,
I mean, you can answer that one as well if you know just want to throw your input in there since you had something to say. But I also want to know what I want you to tell your authors the impact that an anthology has, right? So you have some new ladies. I want you to just let them know so go ahead and answer, what we were talking about with your how
I'm
you
gonna go
felt.
with this one. I'm gonna go with
You
this
go
one. I'm
roll
gonna
with
go
this
back to
one.
that
All
one.
right,
Go
babe.
with this one, I'm
Okay,
gonna go
however
back.
you want to do it, Queen. It's your show tonight, baby. However you want to do it.
Ooh, so the impact of an anthology, it's like beyond words. It's beyond words because you get to share your story collectively, right? You get to share your story collectively. And especially like with our book, if you actually pay attention to the chapters, it all kind of tends to feed and coincide. You tend to start to see that your stories are coinciding with each other. It's like one person is leaving off and you're picking up, and one person is leaving off and you're picking up. The more you write, especially together, the more you write together, you start to get real synonymous in that way. But another thing is because of the fact that you have all of the ladies here, your story gets out to more people than just your audience, right? So with a solo project, it's awesome to have, and I'm ready to do all y'all solos, but a solo project, it's great for you to have in your arsenal. It's absolutely amazing for you to have your solo story. But to be a part of an anthology puts you in front of an audience that you may never see, you may never meet, you may never know, but they will be impacted by your story. You never know, this book can end up overseas. And you won't even know who has this book in their hand, who has this book in their backpack, who has this book in their purse, who's carrying this book on the subway, who's carrying this book on a plane. You'll never know. But your story gets out to so many people because there are people in my circle that, Daphne, you may not ever meet. But guess what? Those people that are in my story have read your story and they've been impacted by it. And the same for everyone else. So that's a great impact. Writing in an anthology is because you can target multiple audiences at one time without having to be in all of those different places. Another thing is, just like all of you have done, just because you write in an anthology doesn't take away from the fact that you are an author and you can take your chapter and actually build upon it. Daphne took that chapter, baby. Listen.
Wait, don't say it. That's one of my questions.
Stop. Okay, I'm not gonna say it.
It's next.
But
It's next.
all
So
right, okay. But you get the point. You get the point.
yes.
Like you can take it and you can do some things. Do some
Oh
things
yeah.
with it. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that question alone before I mess it up. But going back to the impact, I feel like my part is twofold. So for mine, I feel like my chapter, I feel like everyone on this panel and every author in this book has been through some sort of crushing moment, right? So everything that you've said as a testimony has been a crushing moment. But from it came the oil. From it came your testimony. From it came the lives that are being transformed. From it came the lives that are being renewed. From it came restoration. From it came hope. From it came fulfillment. From it came all of those things. So it was in those crushing moments. And once you got on the other side, that's what produced the oil. So that's the impact that I want to make, just to let you guys know and everyone know and the audience know that your crushing moments are not in vain. Your crushing moments are not just for pain, they're definitely for purpose. Definitely for purpose. And your pain always has a purpose. You never go through it in vain. Never go through it in vain. And I am impacted by these amazing ladies here. I don't know if that was going to be a question, but listen, I read their stories and I was tore up.
Yeah. That's the
Tore up.
story. That's the story of a visionary. We be like all
Tore,
crying for 2-3 days while we editing
tore up.
and reading and putting it in order.
Just toe up. Just toe. I mean, absolutely not torn up. I'm like all kind of ebonics. I was toe up, toe up, because it's like
Agreed.
you hear some of the things that they're going to say or whatever, but
Yeah.
when you're actually reading it,
Yeah.
and then it's like you're putting the face with it, and it's like wow, it's really like you get a new level of respect for these perfect for these people. You see them in new lights, you see each of them as different individuals. Now it's like wow, you actually went through that, and look at you, you can't even tell that you was over there on fire and don't even smell like smoke, don't look like smoke. I mean, you was torched over there, but you
Nah,
don't even look like it.
no.
Like you do not look like what you've been through. So I mean, it's just it's amazing. Like it's amazing. It is amazing, and it's so rewarding, so rewarding. But yeah,
Mm.
I'm done.
That was good. Thank you, Queen. So before y'all visionary, who is such a forward thinker, I just let me brag on you a little bit because she is so humble, y'all. Miss Teara, she's a servant, but she's also a leader, a servant leader. And so these are people that you definitely have to value in life because they give so much until they don't realize when to stop. And not saying that you should stop, because no, keep giving, keep serving, but at the same time, make sure you let your light shine, Queen. Let it shine through, because you are a powerful woman. You have a powerful message, and you have a powerful tribe behind you. So I just wanted to congratulate you. Congratulations on the book. Congratulations on volume 2. I don't even think I got to formally tell you congratulations on volume 1. But I'm just proud of you. I just want to tell you. All right. So we'll move forward to the next question, which is what are you going to do with your chapter past the book, outside of the book? So how are you going to continue to curate your authorship with this chapter? And I'll start with Miss Fran, and we'll go all the we can let Miss Daphne go, because yeah, you were going with Daphne's story. So we'll start with Miss Daphne and take it on down to Miss Fran. All right.
Okay, give me the question again, Nadia.
So the question is, what are you going to do with your chapter outside of just having it in the book? So how are you going to use it to either build your business, make a difference, do something extra with it? Is a lot of ways we can flip this thing now. So that's what I'm leading up to. But I want to see if
Well,
y'all have that mindset already.
Well, actually, my chapter did. It is actually the name of my business. The name of my business is called New Definition,
Okay.
and it's actually a branding business, which I have on a T-shirt. That basically those words that hurt you, or those words that I know the words that I suffer from, and other words that God showed me that men and women, even children, are suffering from. Those words are on a shirt, and on that shirt they're being I redefine those words so that you can see it as God sees you. The word is being defined as how God sees you, as opposed to the actual word itself or what it supposedly means um in the world.
Yeah,
So
in a
I built
negative.
a brand with that, and it's with this chapter, it's making me. I've actually thought about writing more. I never saw it. I never knew that this could happen. I never knew I could be here. I'm just honored that I'm a part of this group. I'm honored to be a part of this. And I can't wait to see what else God has in store for me, because I got my books Friday, but as I was telling Latrice, like I didn't even open the book because it was just so surreal to me. I didn't open that book, actually get a book and put it in my hand, I think until Monday evening, to actually just open it up, look at it, read it. And I'm reading it and I'm reading the stories. And I'm just like, wow, it's not only does my story help, but their stories are helping me as well. So
Yeah.
it's just like we're helping each other in the same way. So I can see myself writing again just based off of this, but this chapter itself has been like um um I don't know. I'm just
It's the
I'm
start of
just at a loss
something
of
big.
words.
The start
It's
of
a lot.
something
It's a lot.
big.
It's a lot. Because I'm used
Yeah.
to shadowing and cowering and behind the scenes. So now that this has opened up a whole new world for me, it's a lot, but I'm learning to deal with it. But I'm excited. I'm definitely excited about it.
Awesome. I'm so happy to hear that.
Well,
Miss
thank you.
Latasha, what about you?
So I would like to do speaking engagements. I know I did one for volume one. A book
Mhm.
club asked me to come out and speak. So I'm just excited about talking about discussing volume two. And a goal that I have for this year is also to do a solo project. And at first I was just thinking like, what am I going to write about? What am I going to write about? But God has laid in my heart that when I do my solo project, it will be based off of this chapter.
Love it. Love it. Miss Latrice, what about you?
Oh my God, it's just so many things I want to do. And so I know that I am a solo author as well. And so I've already reached out to Teara to start that process. And so I have the title for that and everything. And it's just a spinoff from volume one and volume two combined. And so I'm looking forward to that. But again, my title is 2020 Vision. And God has just given me a new life. And so this new life that I have, I live it for Christ. And this life that I have, I live it for Christ. And so I'm just vowing to be a light in every room that I enter. I want to impact every life that I come in contact with. And that's how I'm going to use this chapter, because he's changed my vision and allowed me to look at myself through a lens that's no longer impaired or distorted, but I'm beginning to see myself as God sees me. And that
Yes.
is so remarkable, and that is just so liberating. And I want to take that type of liberty to everybody that I come in contact with. And so I have a Facebook platform in the marketplace, and I'm taking this light to the women that I work with. I'm pushing these women, and I'm just encouraging them to show up differently. Let's launch into the deep. Let's allow our lights to shine, because when we shine, we give glory to God. And
Yeah.
so I'm just allowing it to shine.
Love it. Love it. Miss Lakeisha, what about you?
So I'm taking my title as author and not just the chapter to create journals for teens so they can have an outlet. The ones that don't feel comfortable talking to a parent or don't know what to say or how to say or even how to print. You can put it in your journal. But if you
Mm,
know, and even some parents, they may not know, I don't even know the words I'm looking for, to consider me a professional. That's why I say I'm gonna take my title instead of taking my chapter to let them know I've done it. You can do it. It's okay. If you don't know how to pray, just write down what's in your heart.
that's it.
Or if you have a vision, write it down. You write down what you want. God knows your heart. It's gonna come into light.
Love it. Love that. Oh, y'all doing some good things. Miss Markeisha.
Um, I thought about like a solo project, taking my title and adding on, because there's a lot more details. Of course, with the anthropology, I just summarized it and densed it down as much as I could. But there are a lot more details that I want the teenagers to know, specifically teenager girls. I'll also see myself like going to schools, speaking to teens, and like Latasha said, even doing speaking at just different speaking engagements, even at women conferences, because people could be healed from some of these things that we don't talk about. And so I can see myself definitely advancing, and also bringing my proof that how things that look bad, and how it actually is joy now. So bringing my proof.
Love it. Love it. Miss Fran.
I'm going to take my chapter and I'm going to speak to men and women um, who are stuck. And as you were talking, the Holy Spirit began to talk to me about what else I could do. I can start a business page on Facebook, and I can also do it on Instagram. And the title will be the title of my chapter, You're Not Stuck, and begin to witness and begin to pray and begin just to help those who are stuck and invite them to that platform. And that knows a safe space there. And then have
I
other
love it.
authors come in to talk and other professionals to come in to talk to them. So while you all were talking, the Holy Spirit just downloaded that to me. So thank you.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I asked that question, actually a couple of these questions because, you know, like I stated earlier, I'm an author. I'm also a visionary author. And so it's always my goal is to see co-authors continue to push their stories, and of course, we love to write more. We love, we want to do more. We want to put more books out. We want to put more publications out. But don't ever forget about any of the publications that you put out. Continue to work like you have plans for this chapter. Every chapter, every book have a plan for it, y'all, because you can make a means to an end with it, not just you know doing it, putting the money up to become an author, and then you drop it and you don't do anything with it, right? But my goal is, like I said, to encourage all of us minority. We're double minorities. We're women and we're black. So we share a lot of struggle, a lot of struggle, but we also serve an awesome God. And so that means when the world requires us, and you heard me say requires us to have multiple streams of income, you want to use what you have. Like Miss Fran say, you want to work that middle. Okay. So make sure that in all you do, in the authorship, in publishing, use it, y'all, to your ability, because it is something. It is something. Don't let nobody tell you that it's not, because the fact that I don't even know how many total authors you have in this book. you know if it's 20 women and 20 women sell one book to different people, that means you have been put out 20 different ways, right quick, right? So you want to continue that, because there's billions of people in the world, billions. And you want to connect with those, like Miss Teara says, that are a part of your tribe. So you want to attract your tribe, and you can do that with your books. So I just wanted to take that moment to put that out there and encourage you ladies, keep going, pull all the streams that you can from your work. All right. And so we have come to our final thoughts of the night. And so at this time, I'm going to allow your visionary to close it out. Um, and Miss T, after you give your final thoughts, I would like for the ladies to share their contact information and you as well. Okay.
Before I give my final thoughts, I have to say thank you to Nadia. I have to say thank you to Nadia.
You're welcome, Queen.
This month is Women's Empowerment Month. And this past week was her organization, Sisters of Empowerment Week. And for the last couple of years now, I have had the pleasure of going to serve this beautiful, amazing, amazing, amazing vessel. And she says about me that I give so much, but she truly does give so much as well. So before I give any final thoughts or anything, I want to say thank you so much to this show's host for your wisdom, for your encouragement, for just believing in me. That goes a long way when you have someone that truly believes in you. So thank you. And I love you, boo.
You're
Um,
welcome. Love you too.
so final thoughts, final thoughts. Failure is not final. And with God, all things are possible, right? We often say do it scared, but I'll take a page out of Miss Fran's book. She said, no, I did it in faith. And as a believer, that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to stand in our most holiest faith. We're supposed to stand on the word of God. We're supposed to stand on his truths, because one thing we know is that his words will not return unto him void. So if he said it, then it shall come to pass. It is up to us to believe it. It is up to us to do our part on this side of heaven to make sure that we are in alignment with his will. So I would say to everyone who is listening, be it an author, an inspiring author, anyone who wants to start anything, anything who needs to stop something. Like I said before, if you got to start it, start it. If you need to stop and reset, stop and reset. But do whatever it is that you need to do while you can do it. Work while it's day. For when it is night, no man will be able to work. Do what it is that you need to do. Do what it is that God called you to do. Do what it is that is the burning passion, the burning desire on the inside of you to do. Fulfill those promises, and you will see the magnification of it. You will see the manifestation of it. You will see the fruit of your labor. You want to make sure that you are bearing good fruit, and that is fruit that will remain. So I thank you guys for tuning in and listening to us talk about our book. And I pray that you grab a copy of volume 2 and volume 1 so that they can coincide together and you can actually walk this journey along with us. We love you, and I mean it.
Love it. Thank you, Miss T. All right, ladies, we gonna come around starting with Miss Fran. We gonna go from the bottom up. And you ladies, give us your contact information. And if you have any final thoughts, you are free to voice those as well. Okay.
Do you want me to give my email address and what else?
Yeah. However you want the people to reach you regarding getting unstuck or purchasing their copy of the book from you.
Okay. My email address is francinecunningham@gmail.com. And the link to get my book is payhip.com/you're not stuck.
Love it.
And I wanted to say thank you so much. Thank you, Miss T, for believing in me and pushing me when I got stuck in writing the book. Thank you, Latrice, for introducing me and pushing me every day. You push me. Even when I don't talk to you, you pushing me. And I feel it. I do. And I pray that everybody that read the book will be healed and restored and set free, and that will go down to their lineage and their generation, that it'll be able to free the next person. So thank you for the opportunity tonight.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for being here. Your input was amazing. Miss Markeisha.
You guys can reach me at my email. It is mscroggins89 at Yahoo. That's mscroggins89 at yahoo.com. Or you can also, I have a women's empowerment group. The name of it is Destiny's Wisdom Women Empowerment Group. You guys can friend me on, or send a request to join the group on Facebook, and the link will be posted. It's also a PayHip link, but I don't know it by heart yet. So just if you friend me or inbox me, I can get you guys a book. My final thoughts would just be to do not despise small beginnings, and just be cautious of what God is doing in the new things, with the new things. Like, these are definitely God divine connections, and I just thank God for connecting me to each and every one of you ladies. Congratulations, co-authors. You guys rock. Thank y'all so much for motivating me. I mean, y'all, I didn't even know these ladies, but yeah, listen, just thank everybody. Thank y'all And whatever you do, just remember to put God first.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Queen. Miss Lakeisha.
I can be reached at lakeisharoussel@gmail.com or linktree /Lakeisha R. I have my Instagram, Individual's Purpose. That's my financial company. My final thoughts is thank you, Ms. Nadia, for having me again. I don't talk much, and I feel very, very honored to be on here. And
Oh,
thank you, T. I've met amazing people. Miss Latasha is one. Then God is blessing me in ways I've never seen, ways I've never thought of. And I'm not a teary eyed, happy person, but I've cried many tears of joy since volume one. And I'm blessed to know all of you. And thank y'all.
Oh, Queen, that was so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. And Miss Latrice.
I am just overjoyed. Whew, wow. You can find me at www.hoperenewedllc.com. That is the website. And I'm also on Facebook. I'm the founder and the host of a Facebook ministry of hope called Hope Renewed Global. So you can just send a request to join the group there. For final thoughts, for those that are listening, God is for you. God is for you. He loves us so much. He loves us fully and completely, regardless of what we have done, regardless of our failures or our mistakes, regardless of the nasty things that we do, regardless of our sin. He loves you totally and he loves you completely. And there's nothing that you can do to change the way that he loves you. And so even in your brokenness, God could use that. He wants to use those places that we don't allow him in. And so I just want to leave you with that God wants to heal your brokenness and he wants to use it for his glory. He wants to use it for his service. And like the women said, there's a purpose. He is the only one that can convert pain into purpose. He is the only one that can take your tears and use your tears as prayers. He is the only one that can see the deep crevices on the inside of our hearts that we try to hide from men. And so he sees your pain and he wants to convert that pain into purpose so he can be glorified. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you, visionary. I'm going to roll with you, woman of God, until we ain't rolling no more. So anthology 3, 4, 5, 6. Sign me up.
I love it. I love it. Miss Latasha.
Oh, I can just I'm exhaling. So I don't even know what to say. Thank you, Nadia. Thank you for this platform, for allowing us to come here. And I worked with you before, and I look forward to working with you again in the future as well. So just thank you for the opportunity.
Yes,
T, thank you. I ain't gonna say too much because I don't want you to start crying. But know that I truly, truly, truly just admire you. I am so grateful for our friendship, our sisterhood. So thank you for just thinking of me. So you're amazing. But I'm gonna stop right now because I don't want them tears to start falling. Co-authors. Oh my gosh, so I don't know where to start with y'all because y'all are just great. I love the fact that it shows that Black women can get together and can really truly have true sisterhood, get together regardless of what society says or what people says. This is a true example of women that I've never truly met face to face, but these are my sisters. So congratulations to you all, and I'm so proud of each and every one of you all. Contact information to reach out to me. Website is www.optimumlifecreditsolutions.com. And my email address is info at Optimum Life Credit Solutions.
All right. Love it. Love it. Miss Daphne.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Nadia, for having us on here. This has truly been a joy, a pleasure, just to sit down, talk about the book, to be with my sisters on here, the co-authors. Congratulations to us. I'm just excited about everything. T, I'm like Latrice, volume 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I don't know where the story is coming from, but I know with God all things are possible. So I'm uh I just thank you, T, for everything. Just your spirit. You're just so humble, so sweet. I mean, your light definitely shines for God. And I just thank you for that. I thank you for being patient with us, giving us feedback. When I was scared, oh my God, T, can you look at my story? Like, it was nothing I ask you, or anytime I reach out to you, you're always there. You have no problem answering me. I just thank you for being you and who God has created you to be. So I thank you for that. Thank y'all for allowing me to be on this project. I'm just in awe. It's just amazing what God is doing in my life and our life. And my contact information, my website where you can get the book is new definition 2022.com. And also my email is new definition 2022 at icloud.com.
All right. I love it. I love it. Miss T, you have anything else you want to close with? Nope, you good? All right. Well, we don't want her look like she over there trying not to cry. So I'm not gonna mess with her no more tonight. We love you, Teara. Woo! Congratulations, ladies. I'm so proud of y'all. Keep going, keep going. And as always, you are always welcome here on Power Conversations. And we're just happy for you. Guys, get this book. Get it. Gracefully Broken, Heavenly Restored. These women have some amazing stories for you to read. This is only just a few of the ladies that are in the book, so you can only imagine what else there is to hear and read. So I'm excited for you guys. Congratulations once again. Thank you all to our audience for joining us tonight. We had some amazing feedback. Thank you, ladies, all of you for joining us in the comments, sharing with us, and reach out to these ladies. Get into these communities that they're creating. Share what they have with people that that can utilize their services, their offers, whatever it is. So we want to be a vessel to get out to the masses what our women can do, what our women are doing. All right. So y'all be great. Continue to be great. And we'll see you next time. Good night.